Salute, General, Iro, Musa, Etiquette. I'm affectionately referred to as General Etiquette, and I've been thinking. I've been thinking about a variety of things, but today specifically, I've been thinking about another subscriber question, man. Shout out to one of my subscribers, Aiden Miller. Shout out and love to you, man. Want to answer his question. Like I said, I love the questions, man. It helps keep things flowing. It helps throw things into the community so we could chop up, digest, because you know what we do. We build community through thought-provoking discourse. So throw your questions and ask me a question. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I drop a video. To all my subscribers, new, old, and indifferent, I love you, and I'm truly humbled. Words can't even express. Back to the question. So, Aiden Miller asked me a question. He said, Kev, do you believe there's good in everyone? Are people inherently good, evil, or however? What are your thoughts on that? And what I'll say is, I've been meditating on your question actually for a day or so. I saw your question and I actually wanted to sit with that because I thought it was very interesting. Me personally, I'd say my view has changed recently and as of late. So before I would have told you people grade you, it was a nice quote from The Walking Dead, right? And I believe it was Rick who said, people grade you by what they can take from you in life. So I would have said that my view on people's inherent nature was a little pessimistic. Now I'd say I heard another old saying that I'd really say describes it a little more accurately. Nobody loves you more than they love themselves. Nobody loves you more than they love themselves. So what does that mean? It means that human nature is loving, is caring. I think it's all of the things we see. I think it's an aggregate of everything that we've ever seen. I think everyone has the capacity to be good, evil, however you want to describe it, good, bad. I think the environment sets it. I think it's half the environment and half the spirit that you came here with, because there is, I believe to some degree, that there is something to be said about just the spirit that you came here with. But in aggregate and in general, I think people are selfish, right? But I think people are also loving. People are also caring. People are also all of those things. So I'd say now, I don't think people are any one thing outside of self-invested, first and foremost. I think that we do have an innate desire to survive, things of that nature. But yeah, nobody loves you more than they love themselves. So I think human nature is selfish. But I do think there is a lot of beauty that surrounds that, a lot of complexity and a lot of layers. So as I was trying to dissect your question, what I came up with was that I can't say that people are good or bad or indifferent. I'd say there are a lot of factors that go into somebody expressing themselves the way that they do. Hurt is a big one. So when you realize a lot of aggressors, a lot of the people who are out here pouring and spewing poison into the world are people who were victims themselves. Only hurt people, right? So then that's how we talk about nurture, the environment. What sort of environment did you come up in? What sort of moments happened in your life? I could let everyone know when I became more aggressive is when I went to public school for the first time. I had went to private school, and going into public school, I had a conversation with some older relatives, and I think they thought it was a joke. But the world that they described in terms of my mental readiness, I can pinpoint in my life that that's something that made me more aggressive, right? My need to be prepared and situated wherever I am, right? I entered that environment with a specific mindset, and I can see how that has shaped part of the trajectory of my life. And I can highlight specific moments throughout my life where I see that's the case in different arenas and for different things. Right. So when you really look at someone's family history, you look at the things that have happened throughout their life, the spirit they came with, right? There's so many factors and layers of complexity that I don't think it's responsible to say it's one or the other. I think Like I said, people are self-invested, but a lot of the things that happen throughout their life, whether they're victims themselves, whether they are hurt, because a lot of people need to heal. A lot of people are hurt, reproducing that same hurt. So is that more of an aggressive approach? Are they victims? How do we judge and measure and scale that? Is hard to say. What I'd say is those people need to seek healing. We need to promote healing. We need to start promoting therapy as positive in our communities. Going to get help. There's nothing wrong with going to get help. You aren't crazy. There's nothing wrong with you going to sit down and talk with somebody. I need a good therapist. If anybody got any advice, talk to me. Going and to sit down and talk to somebody about the different things that might have happened, that's going to help you get to a different space. You may not need it, but there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of sickness, mental illness in the Black community. So in general, right, and you don't have to have a diagnosed mental ailment to want to go and sit down. You may have different traumas that you've never unpacked, because a lot of the times we try to suppress and or tuck away and or put in a nice little box we never unpack, so we can never move forward. I realized a lot of my issues was that because I wasn't addressing and dealing with things, it was insanity. I wasn't moving any differently. I wasn't doing anything differently, but I was expecting a different result. So the things that frustrated me and the people that I loved, I wasn't addressing it. There was nothing happening. It was just me hoping that they would navigate me differently. That's crazy. We have to address these things. We have to move differently. We have to shift, because you can't force anybody to do anything. You can just red pill, set your lofty standards and or goals and live up to that and define that for yourself and work in pursuit of that. Right? So I definitely hope that I answered your question. I think people are complex, right? So y'all know how I do. It takes nothing from one candle to light another. Whatever you put out there, you get 10 times over. The law of attraction. If nobody said it today, I love you. If nobody said it today, I'm proud of you. If you see me in the street, say what's up, but you probably won't because of the Rona. So I prefer you salute. General, Iro, Musa, etiquette.